What was meant to be a day of joy has unfortunately turned into a tragedy in Bengaluru. RCB had won their first ever IPL title after 18 years of trying, and fans really wanted to get a glimpse of it. But in the melee and in the crowd swell that followed, 11 people have lost their lives and the toll is mounting. Unfortunately, when you have to look at sports and stampede, there is historical precedent. This is without a doubt one of the deadliest stampedes that we have seen when it comes to a sporting event or in a sporting function. But there have been several instances in the past. You want to know about cricket itself? Well, in 1974, in Calcutta, during the India versus West Indies test match, the capacity crowd of 59,000 were there. But the actual crowd was 80,000. Because Kolkata, when you look at it, black marketing was very rampant among tickets. So the excess of people came in, there was a police lathi charge, and there was a stampede-like situation which resulted in many injuries. Play had to be stopped, and that is why at that point in time, you got away with it. But when you have to look at other sports, it is a tragedy that is really there in football. Once again, I come to Kolkata. In the derby that you saw between East Bengal and Mohun Bagan, in 1980, there was a stampede which, because of overselling of tickets, because of excess crowd, and because of that, 16 people lost their lives. But that day is now commemorated and is celebrated as Football Lovers Day whenever Mohun Bagan and East Bengal clash. But across the world, be it Europe, be it South America, you have seen deadlier stampedes. The Hillsborough disaster of 1989 forced a total rework when it came to stadium security and when it came to certain instances of managing the crowd. SOPs were put in place, and Hillsborough was the starting point of when crowds had to be managed and when terraced seatings were all going to be abolished because that resulted in excess crowds. But when it comes to South America also, there is a deadly tale. In El Puerta during the Super Clasico of 1968, Boca Juniors versus River Plate, you saw 71 people die in stampede. The same pattern followed. Excess of crowds, excess of tickets, police brutality, and you saw a stampede-like situation. It repeated itself in 2022 across the other side of the globe in Indonesia, when police tear gassing to control a crowd resulted in a stampede on the football field and you saw 135 people killed. It all boils down to one standard problem that is there in managing sporting functions. Too much of people, too few security personnel, lack of communication, lack of organization, and that is why in a stampede, what we witnessed today in Bengaluru is the unfortunate continuation of whatever has gone on. Indeed, it was a day that many people wanted to relive it joyously, but now it has unfortunately ended in tragedy. Thank you so much folks for joining us for this video. Subscribe to India Today Global.